So sorry for the late start off. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Anthony Joshua of Abuja PR. Today we are live at the Engage Workspace with Jabi Lake Mall's World Youth Skills Day. And first things first, for the all community events, I believe it's right for each and every one of us to at least know our names and our skills, or rather what we are good at, either a software developer or a UI UX designer and the rest. But since the main theme of the day is youth skills, so it will be proper and right for each and every one of us to be able to know what we are good at. So starting from my right, so yes, my left rather. Good afternoon, Mark. Please can you start up and tell us your name and your school?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Judith Yakob Suleiman, and I am a product designer.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Piola Ison and I am a product designer as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Romanis. I'm a digital marketer.
Okay, we'll go to the back. So sorry about that. Okay, can you introduce yourself and your skill?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anita. I'm a virtual assistant. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Your hair.
What are you into? What skills do you have? Thank you so much for that. Okay, once again, my name is Anthony Joshua, and I'm a virtual assistant as well as a brand strategist for a few brands. The next schedule or the next program on the list is the welcoming remarks, and I would like to introduce Mr. Enoch, the head of Engage Workspace, who are the organizers for the event. So please, can you put your hand on the floor?
Alright, good morning everyone. My name is Eno and I'm part of those around the Engage Workspace at Jabi Lake Mall. And what we do here is very unique because the Engage Workspace is one of a kind, and that is one of the reasons why we have gathered us here today. So the Engage Workspace is for creatives like you, and it is totally free of charge for creatives. Can you put your hands together? So which means that you can walk in at any time and come with your laptop or your devices and come and do your work. You know, we also have free Wi-Fi, so you could come in and do that. Also, we also have platforms that support the creative workspace, which is on our site, which we will be unveiling by the end of this month. So what that space does is that if you're a product designer, you're a digital marketer, or you're a virtual assistant, whatever you do, you could list your skills there, and people who are looking for those kind of skills can find you there. So, you know, some people will ask, why is everything free? Well, not everything is free. We have a membership package that enables you to enjoy all of this. So that creative space is available to you if your parts of membership club, which we'll be talking about much later. Right? So, the Engage Workspaces basically for creatives, and that is why we have set it up in collaboration with Jabi Lake Mall. So anytime you're free, you could come around and be a part of, just come see what we're doing. As you can see, it's just right by that window there, the workspace. So anytime you come into the mall, just come in there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're here. We'll be talking more about the space as the event goes on, but these are the few things you need to know for now. That the space is free, and you can do anything you want to do. We have a membership package, and I have a creative platform where you could list your skills, and people who are looking for those kind of jobs can find you there. Thank you very much.
A round of applause to him from Stefano and his brief understanding and explanation concerning. Okay, the next item on the list is we'll be introducing the guest speakers, and I'll start with Honorable Imam Tiola Isong. Tiola Isong is the creative design facilitator and the co-founder for Scale Up Tech Africa. She holds a BSc in International Studies and Diplomacy from Bent Belser University, which is quite impressive, and an MSc in International Relations and Diplomacy from Now University. She currently serves as the lead design facilitator at the leading design training company, where she has trained and mentored aspiring UI and UX designers, helping them transition into successful careers with deep understanding of user experience. Tiola empowers brands to craft compelling narratives and create seamless customer experience. So with further ado, please can we put our hands together for Tiola Isong.
Hi guys, good afternoon. I would like you guys to answer me. If not, I'll just keep saying hi guys. Hi guys, good afternoon. Alright, it's lovely to meet everyone here with very interesting skills. Right, it's lovely to meet you guys here today. So for today, I'll just be talking about how I found my way into UI UX design and how that has helped shape me or build me, and how the skill has impacted my life in general. So you know how maybe you for a long time you find maybe a particular skill or a particular part very interesting, right? So you can be maybe I study international relations, right? And you can study international relations and say, oh, I find being a virtual assistant interesting, right? Because I do, right? But so that was the same thing for me, but with graphic design, interestingly. So at the time I found graphic design really interesting. I was so interested. I was like, oh my god, I need to learn this thing. I need to know what it's about. I need to, create flyers and all the cool stuff graphic designers do. I spoke to a friend about it and he was like, why graphic design? He was a graphic designer at the time too, and he was like, why not learn UI UX design? And I was like, okay, why not? He showed me a few things and I found it interesting, and that's just how I found my way into UI UX design, right? I think I had a conversation with Julie today, and she asked me what my favorite part of UI UX design is, and I'll always say it's the research part. So, research part in UI UX design just has to do with understanding your users, try to feel what they feel. So, you know how people say, step into someone's shoes, you know how they feel, know what their experiences are. That's what UX, the user experience part of design does. It helps you feel what your users feel. It helps you experience what they experience, to be able to craft solutions for them, to be able to craft solutions that they will find useful. Because whether you like it or not, whatever product you create or whatever service you're offering, if it's not impacting your end user, then it's a waste, right? So that's what UX does. UX tries to, help us get into the mind of our users and craft products that would be beneficial to them, right? Then also, I mean, facilitating. So I've facilitated for most part of my career actually, and I think that's also my best part. I have many best parts, but that's actually my best part. So I've taught quite a number of people from the ground. So from not knowing what the screens are, or from not knowing basic principles, right, to working in companies and serving other people as well. So yeah, that's that. So does anyone have any question? Is there anything anyone wants to know? Is there anything anybody has been curious about? Alright, okay. Okay, alright. So, I mean, so with UI UX design, I know she's going to talk more on the UI part, but I'll just be speaking more about the UX part. And like I've explained, it has to do with user interaction, it has to do with understanding users, what users need. And there's no user experience design without research. So how are we able to get into the minds of users? How are we able to understand what users want? How are we able to understand their needs? We need to do research about these people. We need to ask the right questions. What do you feel? What are your pain points? What do you expect to get from products like this? Right? Those are things that will help us understand what users need. Those are things that will be able to help us empathize with these users. And when after doing the research, we don't just end there. We go further into breaking down what we've been able to find out. So we do a whole thing called user persona, where we are able to understand each persona, because by the time we look at a product, they are different. So let's just take for an example, we are building a saving platform for students, right? And maybe in our research we are trying to find out, okay, do students really have, is this needed, do students really have issues with saving, do they really want to know more about saving, do they believe in saving in the first place? So carrying out a research will let us know that maybe there are two sets of people, those people who believe in savings and those people who do not, right? So breaking down the user persona helps us understand the ideas and the mindsets behind these two people, to be able to create one product that will serve both the needs of persona A and persona B, right? Yeah. Do we understand what I've said so far? Okay. Then, so after that, we do something called an empathy map. So empathy map now helps us break down. So everything, the starting point for everything is research. Empathy map helps us break down the findings we've made from this user persona. So it helps us actually pinpoint, okay, well, this is their pain point, this is what they hope to gain, this is what they want to achieve from this product. And it is from there that people now end up finding the solutions, the features they want to have. So don't think that Piggyverse put Safe Lock because they thought Safe Lock is cool. No. They have actually done their research to be able to find out that, oh, okay, people find it difficult to remove 50,000 naira from their pocket money or from their salary every month. So how about we snatch that 50,000 naira from them once it enters their account, right? So it's these processes, it is these steps that helps companies, that helps products know what and what features, what and what they want to include on their platforms, on their applications, and all of that, right? So yeah. Okay, you have a question? Alright, so to begin a career in UI UX, I mean, first you have to learn. And you don't even need, I think the mistake people make is thinking that they need a whole lot, right? We have our laptops, we have data, you can start with that, you can take up courses online. I know people find it difficult to use maybe YouTube because there are a lot of information, there is a lot to filter through. So what you can do is start by joining boot camps, right? Joining boot camps, start also by taking courses or paying for classes that would let you know the basics. Now the thing with UI UX design or product design is understanding the principles helps you in the long run. So if you're able to understand the principles from the beginning, from the get-go, it's going to help you build from there. So by the time you learn the principles, we also replicate a lot. That's why maybe on the streets of Twitter, on the streets of LinkedIn, you see a UI UX designer, a product designer say, "Oh, I replicated this website," or "Oh, I recreated this." We do all of that just so that we're able to build our skills. We do all of that so that we're able to also learn to also how to pay attention to details. How to pay attention to details. So by the time you're able to do that, so by the time you're able to replicating, continue learning, just like every other learning. It's also like every other that, like everything else, that nothing is really right, or nothing is really right, or nothing is really easy. So be committed to learning. Be committed to building your skills, practicing what you've learned. So don't just learn and to learn. You don't just learn what you've learned. You need to practice what to be able to write. To be able to build a career, So the starting point will always learning the basics in that, learning the basics, learning the principles, part in that, part. Yeah. Is there any other question? Okay, there's Udemy. Udemy is a grind. There is also. But I know there's Udemy for sure. But I know then there is Coursera. There's Udemy, there's Coursera. So basically all those online classes, Udemy, Coursera, and they usually have UI UX. Or product design, right? Then if you are able to do the work of YouTube, well that's YouTube. So Udemy, Coursera, all of these things. But they're also really good. Right? Here in Nigeria, and also. Alright, so I mean, in the absence of any but please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out somehow around somewhere, anyways,
Thank you very much. I actually have listened to understanding what UI UX is and how to start. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. The second person I'd like to call on is Honorable Emmanuel. He is the digital marketing strategist, entrepreneur, and he will take and skill of trade Africa, skill of trade Africa, the greatest empowering businesses through innovative solutions, True skill of tech Africa, skill of tech region, bridging startups, as well as individuals, like children, to thrive in today's moment. His agency provides innovative digital marketing strategies, consultancy, startup support, and capacity building programs to empower African entrepreneurs and professionals. Passionate about empowering businesses and individuals, Emmanuel has led training sessions, workshops, bootcamps, and industry events focused on helping brands and individuals leverage digital tools for growth. He is a go-to expert for businesses looking to achieve measurable trend results and sustainable success. Please can you put your hands together for Honorable Emmanuel?
Alright, good afternoon everyone. Beautiful faces here. I love the man that is into agro thing. Right, what's your name, sir? Henry, okay, Henry. Alright, so my name is Emmanuel, and we're here today to talk about the importance of digital skill in today's world. And basically, I won't be going into digital marketing or UI UX, all of that. I think the first thing is navigating a skill, right? Or pivoting. If you're already in a digital skill, it's not working for you. You might need to pivot. You might need to think about a digital skill that you want to take up, right? So we're talking about navigating, a career in digital skills. So I think that's the first important thing we would have to talk about, because if you don't understand what digital skills are all about, understand the various kind of digital skills that you can take up, you might just go with the trend. Everybody can come and sway you up, but you must first understand as a person, do I love graphic design, do I love digital marketing, do I love data analytics, am I someone that pay attention to details? You might really not pay attention to details and you want to do data analytics and you just miss it out, right? You might be someone that is into cars, like this handsome brother of mine, right? And then you'd want to go into a random digital course that might not really help you. So this important knowledge would navigate you or put you on track to choose an amazing digital course that will help your career, not just help your career, help your trade, right? So I might be drawing examples from him that sells cars, but let's just get into this. So first things first, I want to say that a laptop, 5,000 naira data, and one bold decision changed my life in 2014, right? So I've been into digital skills, tech, all of that as a young guy, but I tried everything. I've tried graphic design, I've tried digital marketing, I've tried data analytics, I've tried everything. So if you bring anything, I might just know a bit of one of these things, right? But I'll tell you for free that you don't have to go through that mountain like the children of Israel. You can just learn from what we're saying right now and pick a digital course. You're not too young, you're not too old, right? They say in 2030, 230 million jobs, right, in the world would be taken over by digital skills or taken over by AI, and you might not want to miss out, right? So you might want to learn a digital skill that you are comfortable with, not a digital skill that I'm persuading you to learn, right? Or put it on you. So as much as possible, I might want you to pay attention, because in what I've been saying, you'd realize that there's something that I've been doing for a very long time that would need to not just fetch me money, learning a digital skill, but also help me with the knowledge, right? So I'll start by saying that I was not born into tech. In fact, I knew nothing about tech. So for people here that are saying that, oh, I'm 40 years old, I'm 50 years old, I'm 60 years old, I'm not really, I don't understand all these tech things that you guys are doing. You might just rob yourself, because you might be living long. God might just extend your years to like 200 years or 150 years, and you don't know a digital skill, right? But but you might want to take up a digital skill not because you don't know anything, but because you want to contribute to the world, right? You want to contribute to what is happening in the world right now. So I'd say I wasn't born into tech. In fact, I knew nothing about tech, right? I was tired. I was that young child that just loved devices, so I could just play with my mom's phone. When my mom's sisters come around, they'll be like, this thing happened to my phone, come around. And my mom is like, call that tech guy to come. So even from 14 years old, I was already known as a tech guy. Just come around, help me fix some things on my phone. So you might necessarily not know anything, right? As we're all here, but understanding that we have problems every day in our lives that a digital skill can solve, right? Understand that you have problems in your life that a digital skill can solve. Now, I'm not saying problems that has to do with family or problems that has to do with, but I'm saying that any problem that you have, a digital skill can solve it for you. Think about data analytics, right, which we'll be going into. Think about graphics design, the way you see the world through visuals. Think about UI UX design, like Theola had mentioned. Think about most of these courses. Think about your daily jobs and how, if you introduce digital skills into it, how it will help you much better. So that's one of the things that we talking about. But I'll tell you that before you navigate a digital course, you must first be hungry. No one goes out to start something without having a test for it, right? So if you're thirsty, I'll see your passion, right? We are saying that most of the things here are free, right? But we see a lot of Nigerians, especially black people, we take advantage of a lot of free things and we take it for granted, right? When I come to you and I say this thing is free, it's just a tag on it that this is cheap, this is not this is not luxury. But I think we should take out that mindset off and embrace the mindset that first you must have hunger, right? So navigating your career in tech, you must first be hungry, you must first be thirsty. I think that's the first thing you need to know about that. I'll say that today is the World Youth Skill Day, but I want to tell you something deeper. It's not just about having skills, it's about realizing that your background is not your barrier, right? It's not your age, it's not your school or your location that determines your future. It's your skill set, right? And I'll say that digital skills are the new passport, right? What did I say? Yeah, digital skills are the new passport. So you can think about a passport that enables you to travel around the world. You can be in your room and you're working for a company in Dubai. You can be in your, you can, like Mr. had mentioned, you can come to Engage Space and you're working as a freelancer. You're working for a company in South Africa and earning your money, right? Now, this is not just to drag you in. This is a reality. This is what's happening. Believe it or not, this is what's happening. So digital skills are the new what? Are the new what? Passports. You need it, right? You need it. It's something you need. Except you want to be in Nigeria forever. You know people that say, "Oh, I don't need passport. Where am I traveling to?" There are people that don't think. They just think they want to be in Nigeria forever. Some people want to jackpot from here. You want to jackpot, right? You want to jackpot? Okay, so some people want to be in Nigeria, some people want to travel out, some people want to visit. You don't travel to any country, you just want to be in Nigeria. Okay, you want to, right? So everybody wants to. Everybody has that deep desire for good things. So think about it. Switch, just switch the flip and think about it. That digital skills are your new passport. So you need it as long as you are a human being in this world. You need a digital skill, right? I would say that the world is changing, and we live in a world where jobs your uncle studied. We live in a world where the course your uncle studied in school doesn't exist anymore, right? And some jobs will not be available in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to come. Most times they say 10 years to come. No, it's 2 years, right? There's some jobs that are not relevant right now. There's some people that we can't even employ right now, even in scale up, right? Because we don't really need them, not because we don't just need them, right? So you might want to take advantage of that, or check yourself. Okay, what did I study in school? This course that I studied in school might not really help me. I don't have an advantage compared to. No, nobody's talking about first class or second class, right? Nobody's talking about. Most people dropped out of school. Now, this is not an advice to drop out of school, but now it's no more. I have a first class. I have an advantage, right? It's more like I have a digital skill and I have an advantage, right? So we young people, a lot of older folks see us with laptops every day. I don't know who have been in that experience when you're at home and you are working and your mom or your dad will be like, every time phone, every time laptop, what are you doing? Or your mates are working, but they don't know you are working. So to them, they want something, hard, something, all of that. And even the ones that are doing the hard work, you are making more money than them. I can remember 2020 during lockdown. What happened? You can check the statistics. A lot of people that had digital skills made crazy money. Mad money. Mad. I think 2020 was more like a balance to the world. The balance. Have you ever been on this way to bring the balance? So these tech people are not really. They've been doing so well, but look at 2020. Everyone is isolated. These guys made a lot of money. Look at content creators, right? Who are the video editors that edit the videos for them? And don't talk about the content creator that is funny, because if you put up the content creator that is funny and there's no video editor, there's no videographer, there's no graphic design, there's no anyone, storytelling, strategies, all of those things, all these digital skills. If there's no one to do all of those things for them, you would not see it on Facebook. Who can tell me one popular comedy skit that has been over time, from a very young age? She started acting from a very young age and all of that. Who can tell me one? Emanuela, thank you so much, Emanuela. Yes, Emanuela. You see, from a very young age, you just brought her in. That's a talent, right? But look at her uncle or all of those people. They had a skill for editing. They had skills for. So you don't really need to do too much. You just need to make up your mind today and say, you know what? I'm not leaving here today without picking up a digital skill. I'm not leaving here today. I'm not going back home to make up my mind. Here today, I'm going to make up my mind to take up a digital skill, right? So we'll move from there. I'll be a bit fast. So what are digital skills? I think that's the first thing you must want to understand. What is a digital skill? What are digital skills? So we have people here already that already have digital skills. Like he said, you're into what? Okay, web design, and she said virtual assistant. We have Tiola that is into UI UX virtual assistant, and so many other people here. So, but I'll tell you again, what are digital skills? What are digital skills, right? When we talk about digital skills, we are not speaking English, right? We're talking about the real stuff that makes people money, right? Gives them freedom and helps them build value, right? One thing I've come to understand about digital skills is that it will give you freedom, right? Freedom from a lot of things. Freedom from a lot of things. Freedom from a lot of things. And the truth about a digital skill, you can start from where you are. We keep emphasizing on that. You can start from where you are. You can start from where you are. Shortly we'll be having a session where we'll get to talk about different digital skills today, and even the ones that already have a digital skill, they might want to adopt another digital skill. But we'll be talking about different digital skills, and anyone that piques your interest, don't be shy. Just buy into it, pick it up. Right, it will help you. Like I said, it's not an age thing. You might be thinking of, how do I navigate this? How do I navigate this? We are bringing it down so that you can understand everything about digital skills. Right. So I'd say the design that sell your small business. Now we're talking about graphics design. The design that sell your small business. You have a small business. You have a mom. You have a father that is into business. They don't know how to market their product properly. Now you need digital marketing. Right. You need social media marketing. Oh, you don't know how to grow your social media account. You have been paying follow for follow. You are doing follow for follow. How many years will you be doing follow for follow? Why not just come, learn a digital skill, and do it the right way, right? You've been trying to design something on Canva. They told you to design a birthday design. It came out as a funeral, a burial, or use that word, a burial poster. I'll tell you something about when I designed my first flyer. My mom said I should design a flyer for a woman, a lady, right? And she came over to the house and she said, oh, she wants to invite people to, she was opening a bakery and all of that. She should design a flyer for her, something cute, And I thought I was doing so well then, and I designed something that was horrible. To me then it was amazing, but if I show you the flyer now, it's very bad. It's very, very bad, right? So these are things that I'll let you know that even if you are taking up a digital skill, you don't learn a digital skill once. You have to improve on yourself, constant improvement. That's what I'm saying. We have people here that are picking up digital skills, are already already have a digital skill, but you might want to pivot. You might want to you might want to adopt another digital skill. And I tell you for free that I, as a digital marketer, I know how to do so many things, right? So many things. And I tell you for free that it has really helped me. I don't really need to go and beg people. You know how people can be very proud these days. You tell them, oh, please help me do this thing. Oh, can you help me do this? How many people do you want to reach out to, right? But this will help you. This will really, really help you. So these are for people that already have a digital skill that want to adopt. You might want to adopt another digital skill to what you already have, right? So I'll say something else. So how do you navigate a career in digital skill, right? First, pick one skill first, right? So stop trying to learn everything. Pick one. Either design, marketing, product, data, master it, stick to it, don't jump around. Don't jump around. So I think the first thing you need to do is pick one skill first, right? So we're trying to navigate your career with digital skill. And today is the World Youth Skills Day, right? So the first thing you might want to do is to pick a skill. Choose a skill. You know, like I said, don't leave here today without making up your mind to take up a skill. Don't leave here today. It can be the most. This meeting can be the most important thing that will change your life, your whole life. Ask people here that already have digital skills. Sometimes it can be hard, true. You know, but we always have to learn something. You went to school 4 years to learn a particular course, and you came out and you know. Probably you've been job hunting, or you've been unemployed, or all of that. You see, it's hard. It's already hard. So just sit down, choose a digital skill, master it. You know, stick to it. It will help you. It will help you. A lot of jobs that you are running around trying to do today, trying to put your strength into it. I'm telling you for free that if you learn one digital skill and you are good at it, it will make you so much money. The truth about it is that life just knows how to favor people that are valuable. You can't fake it. That's just the truth. If you are valuable, things will come to you. And that's why I said you need hunger. The first thing you need is hunger. You need to be hungry. You need to want to. You don't need people to persuade you to, but you need to. Right? So like the brother that is into tech and cars, he might just say, oh, you know what? I want to go into marketing, right? Digital marketing, because I sell cars also. So maybe he has a skill in graphics design, and he's like, today before I leave here today, I must take up a skill or a digital course in digital marketing because I want to market my product. And knowing that will help him because there's a part of digital marketing that goes into SEO. That's what? Search engine what? Optimization. So it's going to help him, even if he has a website, it's going to help people locate him faster. And you that don't want to learn a digital skill, you still be there, coming online and okay, this guy that does my brother. Yes, Seriki Motors. Oh, you know him? He's your brother. Civil servant. The guy is a good. The guy is a premium. He's a salesperson and he's using sales plus digital marketing to get social media marketing together to make crazy sales. And I think they crowned him title, yeah, or something of the Northern Cars boss, yeah. The guy is good. See now. If you live here without taking a digital skill, you just do yourself a very big harm, right? Seriki Motors. So please, right? Very important. It will help you. It will help you. If you're a bricklayer, if you're a carpenter, if you're you're doing a menial job also. If you're doing anything you're into, a digital skill will make the difference, right? So we said what? Number one is what? What do we say number one is? Also, you're making, yeah? Sorry? Pick one skill, right? Yes, pick one skill first. So that's the first step in navigating. Second step in navigating, sorry? Master it, right? Yeah. Then the third skill you're going into is learn with what you have. Learn with what you have. Because a lot of people, they want to start up with so much, right? They want everything. Just let's give examples. Traders, right? Any trader in the house? Okay, no trader. Any Web3 person in the house? Yeah, trader. Oh, okay. Well, so you know that drive of wanting to have everything before you start, so that people see you as being authentic, right? So you must not have everything figured out first, right? You must not have everything figured out. That's why I just want to let you know, right? You don't need a laptop to start, right? I'll tell you that I began with a phone, right? I began with a phone. Like Mr. Eno had mentioned, we have digital courses that are available right now that you can take up. So we have a session for that. At the end of all our sessions, we get to talk about different digital courses and how these digital courses transform your life, your business, everything about you, and how you can take the first step in taking up these digital courses. right? So we'll get to that part, but I'll tell you that you can start with anything. Look at ChatGPT, right? How many of you use ChatGPT for crazy things? If I check your ChatGPT now, people use ChatGPT for crazy things. Crazy things. I think there's something that came on the internet sometime that the founders or some said that why Nigerians greeting ChatGPT good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good night. So this is the power of AI. Humans want to connect, right? And that's why anytime we find ourselves in places like this, we say networking, right? We want to network, we want to connect. It's just a feeling that comes with it. So you can start with what you have. So if you have a phone, you can start with that device. But what I'll just tell you is that learn, sit down and learn. Learning is very important. Don't jump around. I'll tell you that a lot of people that I have friends that are into graphics design. I do graphics design also, but I have friends that are into graphics design that they didn't learn the foundation of graphics. I don't know if there are any graphics designers here, but no graphics. Okay, so there are two types of graphics designers. The ones that pass through proper graphic design school, that graphic design, typography, color, all of those things, and the ones that they just learned from going to all of this cybercraft back then, Photoshop. Those do Photoshop, manipulate, do all those things. So they call themselves graphic designers. They can manipulate all manner of nonsense for you. But they are graphic designers. They are good also. But if you tell them, okay, a brand, there's a brand available, let's work on the branding, brand guidelines, design something, they are lost. So I'll tell you for free that structure is very important. Structure, right? Structure. So structure is very important. You might want to gain structure first, right? So try as much as possible that if you are picking a digital course, sit with it. You might not start something immediately, but sit with it. Start learning, right? And I think, like you said, there are various courses right now. Most of our courses that are available, Mr. Eno will talk more on that. The courses that are available from Engage, the courses are practical. These are practical courses. So after the meeting, after everything we're doing, you can reach out to the decks there. There are courses available that you can take. These are practical courses that don't just come with courses, but come with experiences, right? So the next thing is build a practice portfolio. Build a what? A practice portfolio. Most times you're out of school and then you apply for a job, and the first thing they write there is, we need someone with 7 years of experience. And you're like, yeah, 7 years of experience, and you are just out of school. So, but I'll tell you for free that building a portfolio as you're learning will help you, right? These are things that are integrated into the courses that Engage have, the Engage Workspace. So you want to take advantage of these things, right? So build a practice a practice portfolio, right? Don't design for a fake business. So you might just come up with any digital course that you choose to go into: data analytics, graphics design, digital marketing, UI UX, product design, virtual assistant. Just come up with a friction business, right? Just come up with a friction business, a business that is just in your head, and start with it. Build a portfolio for that business. This is how you start, right? Build a portfolio for that business. If you go out and show people your portfolio, say, you did this for this business. I met a girl by January, I'll tell you, and the way she sold herself, she's a product designer. The way she sold herself, you think this girl has been in Netherlands for very long. So she came up with friction companies in Netherlands. So she did her research, what Netherlands is lacking, so just so many problems in Netherlands. And she's a product designer, right? So you build products for the market, right? So she started coming up with product projects for, a particular state in Netherlands, right? So when she speaks to you, you think that she has traveled to Netherlands before. The girl has not even smelled the Lugbe Express Road. She has not even, but the way she sells herself, the way she speaks, the way she, so demo projects, just go on them, right? Start something, right? It will help you build your portfolio, right? There are many platforms right now to set up your portfolio. You have people that their jobs today, they build portfolio for a living, and they are making crazy money. You have people that they do LinkedIn optimization, right? These are jobs that you don't go to study in school now. Right? These are things that they won't teach you in school. So please, right, network. And the purpose of this meeting is not just for you to at the end of it reach out to the help desk, get a course, or check the course that no, it's so that we correct a mindset that learning is not frustration. Learning is not frustration. Learning is important. If you don't learn, there's going to be a lot of problem for you. There are a lot of things that you have to learn. You need knowledge. In a long run, it will affect you. So please, right, let's prioritize learning today. No matter how you are, how busy you are, please. Sometimes we say we are too busy. Oh, I can't take this digital course. I'm too busy. My work schedule is very tight. Bro, sis, you can do it. You don't just prioritize it. If you prioritize it, you do it. That man you're always calling. That woman you're always calling. So the next one, number 4, monetize early, right? So I was charging 500 naira for my designs then. Graphics designers, you know what I mean. If you want to do a logo, 500. They want to do logo, 500. Sometimes increase to 1,000. So everybody wants to do logo, then we say 1,000. Bring logo 1,000. Logo 1,000. Yeah. And now Canva is out. There are people that before, I mean, they will say people that use Canva are not designers. You should go and sit down. People that use Photoshop are the real designers. Until they saw that people that use Photoshop will waste time. Canva guys are already done what they need to do, finish. They are delivering to clients. So there was a stuff on Twitter that came up, and it had to do with no code and code. So you are a no code designer, even as a web designer. Can you tell me that it's all the time you code things? It's all the time. You waste your time. These are things that you have to sit down and learn. Right? There are things that you will not learn by just starting up on your own or running after. There are people that, okay, now I'll tell you, a friend is here that's listening to me now. If I say this thing I will say now, he will know himself about who pointing. He said he wanted to learn something. He now went to meet the person. He said something. The person now said, "Oh, now I'm looking at you." So he saw that this person is not into knowledge, not someone that wants to calm down to learn something. So he said, "You know what? I'll teach you this thing. Just bring this amount of money." The guy just laughed. Just bring this amount of money, we'll teach you. So you don't learn. You don't learn that way, right? You sit down. If anybody wants to get money from you, person must give you materials, give you things that you can sit down with to learn, right? So monetize early, right? Monetize early, even if it's small. These are navigating a tech career. We're telling you from bit by bit, the early stage. It's a process, right? It's a process. So it's a process. I charged 500 naira for my first flyer. That 500 naira was my first, but from there it became 10,000, became 25, became 50, right? And now, if you come to me for logo, on your own, no. I'm not scaring you, but it's affordable. But at the same time, I've improved. I've added value to myself. So you pay for that value, right? So if we're doing logo for you, not doing logo with just the logo. The people that do logo, and after the logo, they just send it to you on WhatsApp like that. Now WhatsApp have customized HD. So most time we send pictures now is in HD. But back then, send logo to you. Logo is looking very blurry, So please, we have to learn, right? So don't be ashamed to start small. If you have a device that is not really okay, some people complain they don't have an Android phone, right? There's a space for that, right? At the end of everything, when you get to choose your courses, Engage have a lot of options for you. You don't have any excuse. You don't have a phone, you don't have a laptop, you don't have this. They are quite a number of things that you can do, right? So it's not just only taking up courses, we're advising you on courses to take, right? So lastly, before I move, so I'll say stay visible and keep growing. Join communities, share your work online. See, when you say join a community, right? People don't understand the power of networking, the power of a community.
I'm not saying community you join and they are trying to rip you. No, I'm saying join a healthy community. You see, Engage is a healthy community, right? Engage Workspace is a healthy community. When you come there during the week, today we're having an event, but when you come a casual day, you get to see a lot of people using the workspace. And not just using the workspace, Miss Aino had spoken about, right, the card. So these are important things. You can get that membership card and be a part of a community. I'll tell you that I have benefited from being in a community. I got my second big break from just being in a community. I'll tell you for free. That's just a secret. People don't understand networking. People don't understand collaboration. You need collaboration. No man is an island. You can't build alone. So try as much as possible, not just digital courses, be part of the community. When you're part of the community, you enjoy most of these benefits, right? So join communities. You see communities of web developers. He's a web developer. Oh, she's a virtual assistant. She's a virtual. So after that, just network with her. Oh, what are we lacking? Oh, their course, their things. Oh, we have this project. Oh, I'm working with this person that I'm his or her virtual assistant. Or we're working on this project that can help this and this. Just look at that. I met someone on Sunday after church service, and I told this person, oh, our company is into software development, Scale Up to Africa, this is what we do. And she had a conversation with me, and he said, oh, that she's a forex something, and she's into product design also, and she's building a product that can help detect AI images and AI videos. You know how there are a lot of AI videos right now you can't detect, a lot of AI pictures you can't detect right now. She's building a product for that, right? The software that can detect AI videos in just putting the picture of the video there. And she said, oh, I love us to work together. I have this, so these are things that if you don't talk, if you don't engage, engage. So please engage, right? Engage is here for you. So try. Yeah, join a community, right? Attend meetups. The internet has made it easy to be seen. Now it's your job to show up, right? Quick tip before we probably dive into each skill, right? So whether you're learning on your phone or working from a shared space, skills are how you move forward. And today, we have beautiful people in the house that will break down different skills to you, right? And then from there, you're able to make informed decisions, right? You don't want to make decisions that you're not informed about. So from there, you can make healthy or informed decisions, right? So I think that is everything we need to know about navigating. I think from all of the things I've said, I've been able to, I've been able to give you some knowledge about why you need all of this. So I'll tell you that in Africa, we have more youths than anywhere else in the world, right? And that's not a problem. It's a blessing, but if only we use it, right? So don't wait to be rich before you start. Skills will make you rich. Skills will open doors for you. Right? Skills will open doors for you. If you have a skill, your hands, you have something that you are doing, it will open the door for you, right? Skills will give you a voice. You can see from what's happening online, skills will give you a voice, right? And then from all of us right here, we're saying that the future of Africa is not jobs, right? It's in skills. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. That was quite an exciting encounter because I actually got to understand a few things concerning marketing personally. And okay, before I invite the final speaker for the day, I would like to say a big shout out to everybody watching online with us. This is Engage Workspace and Jabi Lake Mall's event, the World Youth Skills Day. Thank you so much for engaging with us, and it's really been a pleasure having you with us. Continue with all protocols, may I invite Judith Yakubu. She is a skilled UI UX and branding designer with a background in computer science. Known for her user-focused approach and clean design style, she blends creativity with strategy to inbuild intuitive digital experiences. As a creative voice at Scale of Tech Africa, Judy brings valuable insight into design thinking, digital innovation, and the role of visual storytelling in today's tech-driven world. She is proficient in tools like Figma, Adobe Photoshop, and Illustrator, and is passionate about using design to solve real-world problems. Please can you put your hands together as we invite Judy to come?
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? How has it been so far? I don't like you guys are too cool for my liking. Are we all good? Okay, so for those that are not here, when I introduce myself, I'm Judy Thiakubo, product designer, blah blah blah, all that. So thank you Kayla actually for that. Thank you Mr. Emmanuel for that. So I would be talking about how to navigate your way in whatever digital skill you have, and then creating a career for yourself in whatever skill it is that you have, right? So before now, right, I wrote a couple of things down, and it's like Mr. Emmanuel said everything that I have to say. But then how do you navigate your way, right, into the tech space? How do I become that tech sis? How do I become that tech pro, and then just thrive in that career, right? So I'm going to start off from where Mr. Emmanuel stopped, right? Is finding a community, right? I don't know, I cannot, if I emphasize on it, it wouldn't be enough, right? Is we need a community, right? Where you have a community that you belong to, you see job postings, right? You network with people and then you get jobs. Okay, so I'll try to make this as simple as possible and then not make this bored. Right. Okay, so first off, sorry, it might sound like repetition, but just bear with me. I'm getting somewhere. It might be like what the same man will say, but mine is different. Just believe me. Okay. Are we cool? Are we good?
Yes.
Oh my god, we are so quiet. I'm an introvert, so I'm also quiet. But then I feel like we should play it again. That will lighten up a bit. You. Do you know her name? Do you remember her name when she introduced herself? Oh my god. Wow. Please, what's your name, ma, so that he would know your name?
My name is Manuela.
She's Emanuela. And you, what do you do?
I'm a graphic designer.
So when you see Emanuela outside, you can say hi. She's a graphic designer. What's your name? Alright. So let me get serious now. Okay, so the first thing you need in a career and for your career to thrive is passion. Right, just as Mr. Emmanuel said, hunger. Without passion, I dare to say you cannot survive. Right, let me use myself for example. I cannot count the number of times when imposter syndrome wanted to finish me. Right? Just because, I feel like, I'm not making the progress I think I want to make. I'm not getting the foreign jobs I desire, right? But what kept me going is the passion I have for design, right? I love to see interactive websites. And when I'm talking about passion, it's, like software engineers, graphic designers, to be honest, is when you have the passion for it, is beyond pressing your laptop and opening Photoshop. Let me give you an example. I'm a product designer, right? Product design has gotten into my head that it's not all about like the digital product. When I go to a restaurant, I see how you label push and pull on your door, right? Is the UX good? Am I to pull and then you're putting push at the other side, right? So your passion goes beyond the digital product, right? Even as a virtual assistant, you shouldn't be a virtual assistant when you're doing your 9 to 5, when you're on the job, right? For you to be a virtual assistant, I want to assume that you have good communication skills. It doesn't just stop at your job, it expands to you communicating with other people as well. So that's what passion does. Passion helps you expand your skills beyond your work. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's to have passion. Make sure you're fueling that passion, right, that you have for that digital skill. And then the next thing is okay, I have this skill. Let's say peradventure, you pick up a course with Engage, right? And then let's say I don't want to lean towards graphic design so much, so that it's not look like because I'm into design. What other skill should we use? Graphic design. Thank you very much. Let's use design sharp. Give me another skill. Oh my god, you guys should. Thank you. Data analysis now, for example. Right, let's say you pick a skill with Engage, Workspace, blah blah blah, blah, and you've started working with them. Now, you asked a question earlier, and I think I understand where your concern is coming from. Saying, okay, where can you get these courses, right? Sometimes, genuinely, people don't really have the coins to like. I know there are some free courses on Udemy, but sometimes you have to pay for these things. And let's be realistic. Sometimes we don't really have the money to pay for those courses, right? So I made a list of places you can go to learn these skills or to improve, right? And then the first place is YouTube. So from what Fiona said, it's like she does not like the streets of YouTube like that, right? But then YouTube is like, so there's this joke I make. I said the University of YouTube. If you don't know anything, the University of YouTube will teach you all that you need to learn. Is like if you don't know how to cook, University of YouTube will teach you. If you don't know how to dance, University of YouTube will teach you, right? So you can go to YouTube. You can what's the word now? You can get lost in YouTube when you're looking for something. But I feel like YouTube is like the cheapest and the safest place to go when you want to like learn a skill or when you want to like upgrade your skill. Alright, so the next thing which I think is important, like what Engage Workspaces do now, going for free webinars, right? There's this lady, I can't remember her name. I think I saw her video one time on Instagram. I think her name is Tochi, right? She goes to events and then peradventure, I think the last event she went for, Tinubu was there, she saw Bill Gates, she spoke to a lot of billionaires, right? Just because she's just interested in going for free webinars, right? If they are doing seminar in Lube, she's there. If they are doing seminar in Luse, she's there, right? So you can also get knowledge from free webinars, free seminars, right? So that is another way you can build your career. Alright, so the next thing is feed your eyes. Now let me speak about design. It's one thing to go to Engage. Oh, I want to learn I want to acquire the graphic design skill is one thing. And then it's another thing to feed your eyes, right? No shade. Rather than feeding your eyes on who is the most popular skit maker. I'm not really on social media. Help me. Alright. Sabinus. No shade. Instead of watching 20 videos of Sabinus, go on Instagram and check for designers, right? Look at their work, feed your eyes with their work, go to Behance, go to Dribble, just look at design for fun, right? So what I try to do most of the time is instead of scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through, I'm not even on TikTok, but let's say I'm on TikTok, or scrolling through TikTok, right? What I do is I just go, I have Behance app on my phone. I just go to Behance and I'm just looking at designs. I'm looking at, oh, this modal design is very beautiful. Oh, the way they did their input field design is really nice. And what that does for you is, anytime now I want to design a product, because I've fed my eyes, oh, I saw a design somewhere. Oh, I cannot implement it in this my design. And then I might come with a beautiful design and you will think I'm a genius and I received it in a vision from here. It's just different designs that I've seen that I've brought together and then it makes my work look unique, right? So please feed your eyes. Developers, I don't know how you guys will feed your eyes, but please feed your eyes, right? Okay, for design I can say feed your eyes, but then let's say maybe for coding, what can I say now? Feed your ears. No. How can you improve your skill? You're looking at your phone, but I'm looking at you. Yes, so from what I've said now, as a designer, how I can feed my eyes is maybe go to Dribble, go to Behance and feed my eyes. So as a developer, how do you think you can feed your eyes? Feed your mind. Oh, I like that. So how can you feed your mind? Really?
There are certain books on and watching videos.
Okay, nice. This is getting interactive. Virtual virtual
Let's do it.
assistant. So, as virtual assistants, as a designer, I'll feed my eyes. So, as a virtual assistant, how can you improve your career? Both feeding your eyes and feeding your mind. So, that is how we use our career. Alright, so the next thing, cliche, but it's to have a portfolio. That is how you build your career, right? No matter if you think you don't want to stress your brain so much, as Mr. Emmanuel has said, and think of an idea somewhere, you can, design again. You can start small by recreating a website, right? I'm not saying go and do copy and paste of the website, but go through an existing website and just, how can I make this website better, right? As a developer, I'm seeing this application. It must not be the whole thing, right? It might just be the authentication page. How can I make this better, right? So that's how you build your portfolio, and then you're building the ladder to a great career, right? Am I making sense so far? Are you getting value from what I'm saying? Are you sure? And you're not nodding your head to make me feel nice. Are you sure? Okay, cool. So I'm moving towards the end. Don't worry, I'll stop yapping. So the next thing is pitch yourself to whosoever it is you find and you see. I think I tell people this a lot, that the mistake I made right in my career is not talking. I said earlier I'm an introvert, right? I don't like talking. I don't really like people like that, right? So my work is okay. If you know I design and then you want to give me a job, that's fine, no problem. I'm just reserved somewhere in my house, right? But then I've discovered that you need to learn how to sell yourself. That is, if there's any word like that, the bestest ways you can build yourself in your career. Even if it's a carpenter you see, do you know, Oga, do you know that I design applications? Do you know that I build products? Right, so you sell yourself to anyone and everyone who would care to listen. That is the best way to build a career. Are you with me? Don't mind me. Alright, so pitch yourself to anyone. And as Mr. Emmanuel said, in fact, me. Okay, so, okay, I'll get to that part. Pitch yourself to anyone and to everyone who would dare to listen, right? And then the next thing is, you're not lying. Let me start with that. You're not lying. But it's to... Okay, so I read a little about Web3, right? If today someone comes to me saying, hi Judith, I think I have a product in Web3, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. Can you do it? Yes, I can do it. I will learn on the job. Thank you very much. Do you understand? So it's to... what's the word? Oh my god. Sorry? It's not drive. It's to overhype yourself. There's no harm in overhyping yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. So that also helps with talking to anyone and anyone who's there to listen, right? Don't just say, I shall design Sha. I can help your business Sha. Like, do you know I'm a very good graphic designer? I can help your business. I can help you improve this. I can help you improve your sales. In fact, if you want, you know, people like numbers. People in business they like numbers. I can help your sales by 20%. Da, 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 da. Do you understand? So learn to overhype yourself. Right? Have I mentioned that you need to always learn to improve your skill? Have I mentioned that? So let me overemphasize on that. That will be the last thing I'll talk about. Right? We are in a world where things are moving fast. Right? Things are moving very fast. And if the knowledge I had back in 2022 about product design is what I'm still running with, I'll be somewhere sharp, but I don't know where, but I'll be somewhere. So always improving on your skill. Let's say Figma, for example. Figma has updated that app like how many times I cannot count. Right? There's something that is always coming up. Before you wink your eye, you say, oh, they have changed their auto layout, click on. Before you say, okay, let me go and learn it, they'll say, oh, we have changed this thing, we have added this new feature. So it's to always make sure that you're in the loop of what's happening, right? As a virtual assistant, what is the buzz? What is happening in that space, right? As a developer, okay, I don't know much. Is it that people are no longer using JavaScript and then we are using one new application that is in town, right? So always keep yourself in the loop. If you're always keeping yourself in the loop, it makes you better than the next person, right? Let's say, for example, now I'm a designer, but then I only know how to use Figma. That is good enough, right? But that might not be good enough. So imagine I say, oh, I'm a product designer. I know how to use Figma. I know how to use Photoshop. I know how to use Framer. I know how to use Sketch. In fact, I know a little of CSS and HTML. And there's someone that just knows Figma. Who do you think they will pick? The person that knows a lot, right? So always keep yourself in the loop. Always engage yourself. Always learn. Always be open to learn. And I hope with these few points of mine, I've given you a step on how you can better your career and how you can do okay. Did you raise your hand or was that a mistake? Sorry? Oh, oh my god.
Yeah, but in our
Oh, okay, go ahead.
so, you guys do remote work, I guess, more or less, like work from home. So,
Why did you ask me about that?
I don't know, like, you're still just, yeah,
Wow.
I guess. So, the question is, you guys have to do your skills from product to people.
I agree.
When did you know that you were ready to do yourself out there?
That's a beautiful question. That is an amazing question. I do not know. To be very honest with you, I do not know. And this is why having a community is very important. So when I started out, okay, let me give you a little backstory. Alright. Even though I studied computer science, I didn't know about design like that, right? 100 level, I was just joining the crowd of, oh, let's all be software developers and learn Python, right? Then I got to my dad's office, I met the IT person, and then he was like, oh, what do you study? Oh, computer science. Oh, what skill are you trying to apply? I said, oh, Sha, let me how to code, Sha. He was like, oh, there's this application Figma. Then I researched, oh, it's product designers that use Figma. So that was how I knew about that, right? And then after that, I enrolled for an internship with, they're like old school. I don't know, do you know Genesis Network? No, most definitely. That's fine. So I enrolled with them, did internship, but then it was still, I just learned this new skill, you know, just go to Figma, try one or two things, and then at the time, there's this challenge, daily UI, that I do for 100 days. That was what I was just trying to do, right? And then I now met someone in school back then. He's a product designer as well, but he's really good. He has a lot of years of experience, right? I was like, oh, hi, I just learned this skill, da 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 da. Can you just put me through? Can we work on products together? And then, so most of the time, we're just doing personal projects. And then one time he was like, Judith, I think you should apply for a job on Upwork. I was like, who is that? Cannot be me. Right? I was like, oh, I'm not ready. Oh, I still have a lot I have to do. He was like, you will learn on the job. Right? Just apply. Whosoever it is that accepts you. That's just how you grow, basically. So I applied, got one job. So like that. I was like, oh, I can do this thing, oh. I can do this thing, oh. So like that. I was like, I now got the boldness to apply for like bigger roles. Oh, I can actually do this thing. So to be honest with you, you don't know. You don't know when is the right time, but don't wait for the right time. I think that's the advice I would give. I don't think there's a right time, to be honest. There's a friend of mine. She studied microbiology in uni, and then she now figured out, oh, she wants to do tech, right? And she's thriving so well now in tech. I almost dare to say even better than me, right? Just small thing, she learned in Figma. She will go and add it in her portfolio. Oh, I can do this, and apply for jobs. In fact, aside being a product designer, she's even now a project manager. And it's not like she waited until she finished her course on Coursera. The day she started, I think maybe after like a week, she was like, oh, I can do project management. It's actually not that hard. And then she started pitching herself to people. So to be honest, there's no right time. When you think you know the basics, or when you know the basics, just start applying for jobs, to be honest. So there's no, if you're going to wait for the perfect time, imposter syndrome would keep stopping you. Remember I said earlier, okay, let me not say till date, I think I've overcome it to a good extent, right? But up to last year, I felt like I was not good enough. I've been doing design since, let's say, 2020. So imagine as of last year, I would say, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I can do this design thing. I want to quiz. Oh, I want to do this, right? So if you stall, you might not get there. So there's no. I feel like I talk too much. Did I say lots? You get what I said? Okay, that's good. Thank you. So does anyone have any question? No question. No question. No question. So how many of us are in communities? How many of us are in communities? Only one person. Oh my god. That's sad. Okay, two. Are you guys shy? I'm also shy. No, so just two people. So I think okay in the community. Okay, just two. That's still quite poor. So I think our take home is we should join communities, right? Like engage workspace, right? Be part of a community so that we can grow. So thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk. Hope I gave you guys value. Did I give you guys value? Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Judith. I actually enjoyed the session. Okay, before we go into the next, which is the panel discussion, we're going to do a little bit of networking between ourselves to try and relate to one another. Because the main aim for today is to try and understand one another and how we can help each other grow. So for the next 10 minutes, we can engage ourselves and at least try and look 1 to 3 people to me before the end of the day. Not people you know, but then others. Because you don't know where you might meet them and someone may need their skills. So thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So we're about to head into the panel session. The main topic for the panel session is the future of the workspace, adapting, thriving, and leading. And I would like to call on our panelists. First off, I'd like to call on Mr. Honorable Mr. Emmanuel. The first now take the seat. Then second on the list, I'd like to call on Miss Tiola, who's one, followed by Mr. Eno. Can you please speak on platform so okay, while we're waiting for him, I'd like to call on Miss Judith Yakubu. And finally, without further ado, Mr. Eno. So, Mr. Eno, will you please lead the question?
Alright, thank you very much. Okay, so this panel session will be as practical as possible, and we'll try and focus on what really matters, you know, and I think the most critical factors are innovation, skill, and collaboration. Those are the things that really, really matter. And in everything that we have talked about, the number one thing that is really, really lacking, where we should start from, is collaboration. Many people don't know how to collaborate. So I think I'm going to start with that. Maybe we can all share our stories of how collaboration has helped us. Did you meet someone along the way that helped you? I know you talked about that, but is there any striking one? Maybe you met someone along the way, you met with a group of people, or you met with, in any way, a way collaboration has helped you. I will start with you.
Alright, hello everyone once again. Collaboration has helped in so many ways that I couldn't even imagine, to be honest, right? How do I see collaboration? I see collaboration as that landing bed when you want to fall, right? Let me explain. Remember, I mentioned my friend that was doing microbiology, right? We have worked on projects together, right? And times where I didn't want to work on a project, times where I didn't even want to work at all, I just want to lay in my bed. She would just call me and say, "Oh, how far? There's this project I think we should da 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 da." And before you know, I'm back to pressing my laptop. Alright, collaboration has also opened doors for me that I couldn't open by myself. Right? Let's say, for example, aside collaborating with designers, I also try as much as I can to collaborate with developers, right? So I have developer friends, right? And they have opened doors for me that most of the times I know that I wouldn't open those doors with my hands, right? So two things that collaboration has done for me personally. Collaboration has helped me pull me back up when I'm at my lowest, right? And it has opened doors for me that I couldn't open by myself. So with these two reasons, collaboration is very important. Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, hi everyone again. So, writing from what they've all said, collaboration is important, and it is. I think in recent times it's been underemphasized, but I mean, recently people are speaking about it more. For me, collaboration has helped me, see possibilities, right? So being in a team or being among people that are like, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that, come let's do this with you," they let me see that, okay, it's possible to do this and do that and get it done. Get it done. You're able to see people do certain things, or you're able to come into a community, because I think collaboration is also is a thin line between collaboration and community. You're able to see people do certain things that opens your mind up to more possibilities, to bigger possibilities. So that's something collaboration has done for me. And also, like I said when I was talking, even finding my way into UI UX design, the person that helped explain, teach, and taught me to some extent, when he has a project or two, he's always, "Oh, Fiola, you should do this, you should help me work on this." Or even the school where I learned, they are the ones that, rope me into the whole facilitating thing. So I'm now in collaboration with them to also train other people. So I would never have stumbled into facilitating or teaching people if those guys did not say, "Oh, okay, you can do something, you can do, let's work together to see how you can bring more people." So first, collaboration has brought me into the facilitating angle of my career, which is what I'm doing largely, right? And secondly, opened the doors of possibilities. So yeah.
So before he speaks, so collaboration, I just want to say, is not just meeting with a group of people, just like what they have both said. It's also sharing your ideas with people within your space and asking for help. That can also qualify as collaboration, because in Nigeria, where we are, we don't like to share what we're doing. Everybody likes to keep it under the wraps. True or false? Yeah. Like they are doing something like, "I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing. That was my village people now. Let them not find out. I'll go and spoil it." So I think that's part of collaboration. After he speaks, I think I will share a story about that.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Anu, for that. I think the first thing I want to say is that when you fast, right? But when you go with people, you go far, right? So it's not about how fast you get to destination, it's how far you go. And then the power of collaboration gives you that perspective to go further, right? Because like he has mentioned, a lot of people hide their ideas. Imagine we have two people on our team. She understands the UI part, she understands the UX part, and they're working on a project or a product, right? So she brings her own part of it. That's just the basic form of collaboration. That's primary collaboration, right? That's secondary collaboration. We talk about primary collaboration, like Mr. Ino have emphasized. There are lots of things when you come to collaboration. Ideas. Imagine me working on the flyer and thinking I can design the flyer, I can do copywriting, I can do storytelling, I can do strategy, I can do everything. But when you have people that you tell these ideas that, oh, I'm working on a flyer, I'm working on something, I need your help in this, right? This is an idea I'm trying to pull up out there. And this person is saying, oh, okay, from this perspective, I think you should make a correction on the storytelling. Only that perspective can give you so much, right? I'll tell you something. I was going to pitch to someone some months back, and I had a conversation with one of my mentors, and she said, when you're going to call these random friends, you have friends that are funny. But those are your friends that you think they don't know anything, or you think that collaboration circle, they are noisy. I'm telling you the truth, if you pay attention to details, you get things from there, right? And he said, call this your random friend, call this person, and I was about going to be like, call this person, what do you think about this person? I'm going to talk to this person about this. What do you think about it? I called almost 7 people, and we had different conversation. I heard from this person, and we all in a group meeting, and I'll tell you for free that I went for that pitch, and most of the things that they asked were not originally things that I could have answered from my own ideas, right? There were things that, putting together the knowledge from these other people, we were able to smash that, right? Even if we did not get it, but we left an impression. So I'll tell you for free that collaboration will help you go far, right? So I think that's one major thing.
Alright, so I think something happened that really shaped my mind about how we share information and how we collaborate amongst each other. I read an article that was written by Hadi Adenoga, who is the son of billionaire Mike Adenoga. How many people know him? Okay. And he wrote a very thought-provoking article some years ago of how we had an ambitious project of buying the entire oil installation of Shell in the Netherlands. I mean, it was an ambitious project. He didn't want to go under the shadow of his father. He wanted to do something for himself. And he was looking for something that he could do abroad that would fit Nigeria. And back then, everybody was buying fuel from outside of Nigeria to feed Nigeria. All our refineries were not working. And it was just a smart idea. If I had a refinery there that was working, I could feed Nigeria with oil. Beautiful idea. Shell wanted out of the Netherlands and they were going to sell. But they were having a private bid. They just wanted to sell out. So he bidded for it. He had a beautiful resume, he had a good board, and I think there were about 4 companies. But he was really desperate for this thing, like, look, I am going to get this thing. So he started looking for all the other companies. He found 2 of the companies and spoke to them and said, look, let's form an alliance and let's go and bid for this thing. He tried to find the 3rd company and couldn't. Now, one of his guys from Nigeria who was in the oil sector came. Now he was living in the UK then. Came into the UK. I just met him. I'm like, guy, how far? Long time. What are you doing? He said, so. What's going on here? He said he just thought about it. All these Nigerian guys, I don't want to share what's happening here. let them not go and carry my news home before somebody will just come from Nigeria now come and buy up this thing. Say, we're just managing in this London here. No, we're just keeping body and soul together. So they went and approached Shell, the three of them, and said, look, we want to buy. Guess what? Shell didn't sell to them and sold to the third company that they didn't know. He was devastated, traveled, later came back to Nigeria, disappointed, and went to visit his friend. So they were chatting. I was like, that time when you met me in London, this was what I was doing. They said, are you serious? The MD of that company was my friend now. I knew they were bidding when they were bidding for that thing. He put his hand on his head. He was like, what? You mean like my miracle just passed in front of me and like I didn't know. Why? Because I just couldn't share information. I just realized that look, it's just like it's a Nigerian thing. We just don't want to share, and we grew up like that. You are pregnant, you can't share that. You share that you are pregnant. You don't want anybody to know. Anything good happening to you, you don't want to share it. And we don't know that is where we get help from. The second thing I want us to talk about is funding for our projects and our businesses. Because all of this is also linked to collaboration and looking at funding because look at basic things like getting a laptop or just getting a new phone. How do we get funding from this? Let's look at the very basic things. Can we get funding from family, from friends? Does anybody have that experience? Who wants to go first? Simple funding.
I mean, the easiest form of funding, right, for maybe basic stuff would be family. With family and friends, actually. But, I mean, people need to know that you're serious, right? People don't want to take a bet in someone that is not serious, right? So people need to know that you're serious. So even before you say, I want to, hi, my friend, give me this for this and this and this and this, or this group of people, please give me this for this and this and this. They want to see that you are serious about what you're going for, you're serious about what you want to get, right? So the first thing is, be serious, be passionate, be hungry, let everybody see it, then reach out to them, ask them. There's nothing wrong with asking. A lot of times too, we just come with the mindset that, this person will not give me, or this person is not, or does not want to help, right? You never can tell. Go ahead, ask. That's just ask. So yeah.
Okay, so aside friends and family, as I said, because I don't want to repeat, another way you can get funding is by talking, to be honest. Just the story that he gave, billionaires don't write, I'm a billionaire on my phone, on their forehead, do they? They don't, right? You would only know that this person can fund what you want to do by speaking up to them, right? So, another way you can get funding is by a stranger, to be honest. It can be someone that you do not know, but then one thing I would tell you is make sure that what you have is valuable or has value, because as she said, nobody would want to. Okay, so there's this illustration my pastor always gives, right? You see the beggars on the road, right? They ask for money. Have you ever seen anyone roll down their glass and give them 1 million, even as beggars? Have you ever seen that anywhere? You're begging, I really understand you. I'm so empathetic, take 1 million. Have you ever seen that anywhere? No. Why? Because you need 200, 500. Or you see someone looks reasonable, looks sharp, and then, there's this business, Someone can even give you 1 million. Do you understand? So make sure, number one, what you have has value. Not just to yourself, but something that can impact lives, right? And then people that have the money would want to fund that, right? So it's first of value you, like a stranger, can fund whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay, so please, if you're watching online and you have any questions, just type it in the comment section and I will read it out and our panelists can answer. So please, if you're also here, you can share it. We're streaming on Engage TV on YouTube. So you can share it to your friends too to join us. All of this is live on Engage TV. And our panel session is the future of work, adapting, thriving, and leading. So the focus of the workspace is trying to create what work will be like in the future. And the core workspace is to help people to meet each other. You know, people that would normally not meet themselves. Is to help you to meet and come into a community. That's the purpose of the workspace. You know, if there was no workspace, we probably would not be having this kind of meeting. And let me just say, where we are is a very, very strategic place. You know, people of all forms and sizes, of all caliber, come into this place. You know, you could run into a governor or a minister or a senator just coming down the stairs. You could run into a billionaire or just anyone you're looking for. Just right here in the mall. It's that easy. You know, yesterday something very interesting happened. You know, I had a thought in my mind of something I wanted to do, and I've been thinking of how to solve it. I was right here at the workspace. I stood up and I saw the director of one of the agencies walking past, going to get pizza. And I just stopped and waved. I said, what are you doing here? You know, I just approached him and we had a 10-minute discussion. I mean, that discussion was life-changing. And you can be sure that some things exchanged hands, especially information. So that's what this space is all about. So information is flying around. It's only people that are part of the workspace that will get that information. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good. So please be a part of what we're doing here. All right. So the future of work. How do we adapt? How do we thrive in this new age that we're in right now? You know, things are changing. In fact, things have changed from how they used to be before. Work is changing. Work has changed. So many people, so many job roles will not exist anymore. So many are already lost. You know, I remember I was cracking a joke with someone. I said, look, when I was in secondary school, we had business studies, and then we had a whole room filled up with typewriters. I'm sure Gen Zs now have never seen a typewriter before. Filled up with typewriters, and my business studies teacher would come and say, you see all this computer you are learning, if you don't know how to type, see, you cannot learn how to use computer, you must learn how to type. And then, if you go around town, all the courthouses had typewriters in front of them. You learn typewriting and shorthand. They call them stenographers. Those guys were very fast. They will write shorthand, then they'll now go to a typewriter and interpret what they had written in shorthand. I mean, it was an excellent skill back in the days. 20 years ago, it was an excellent skill. Kids that were born 20 years ago have never heard of it before. They have never seen it before. It's not needed for anything. I don't need it. I can just take my phone and just record what you're saying. And AI will just interpret the whole thing for me. What do I need a stenographer for? What do I need shorthand for? What has changed? Those people are no longer valuable. People that learned it now, they are now grandmas. They will be telling their grandchildren, so you know, I used to type. I was a very, very fast typist. Yeah? So what has changed? And what is still changing? How do we adapt? I'm going to start with the man. How do we adapt in this ever-changing world?
Thank you so much, Mr. Alright, so I think I'll start by saying that we need to unlearn, right, and relearn a lot of things. Things that we have previously known or previously learnt, we need to unlearn them because the world is moving very fast, and people say the future is, the work, future of works, right, is in the future, but I'll tell you that the future is here, right? The future is not far, the future is here, right? And what you do today determines tomorrow, so your future is looking at you already. So I think the first thing is to master communicable skills, right? That's skills that can be passed on to. So I think I wrote down some certain things as we were talking. I think one of the skills we can transferable skills are communication, problem solving, creativity, critical thinking, tech literacy. So these are things that AI cannot really replace. So I think that's the first thing. We need to sit down and ask ourselves the future of work. Everybody talks about the future of work. You go for events, you go for seminars, everybody's talking about the future. But one thing that's profound is that you as a tech bro, tech sis, not a tech person, father, mother, children, grandma, grandpa, you need to understand that you should have or master transferable skills, like I mentioned, right? I think one of the second things again is to learn a digital skill, right? So not for work, but just for leveraging, right? You should learn a digital skill, like I've just said. Another thing I noted down as you were talking was that you should be adaptable, right? We must be ready to move, to learn fast and move fast. You would see in most organizations right now that most of Gen Z's age groups or age brackets are going in. You see older folks learning from these guys, because they move fast, they learn fast, right? So you see older folks learning from these people. So the future of work is that you need to unlearn a lot of things, right? And you need to learn new things, right? So
it has been proven that the world drastically changes every 100 years. And every 100 years, something catastrophic happens and something innovative happens. And we've experienced both of them. And let's look at this analogy. So in 1918, there was a flu called the influenza flu. I think it was the Spanish flu that happened in 1918 that killed millions of people. And they said it was worse than the First World War. And the guy wrote a book about that influenza flu and predicted in that book that, look, things happen every 100 years. He wrote that book in 2004. And he predicted that it is likely this thing is going to happen in another 100 years. And that prediction was that it was going to happen in 2018. Guess what? COVID happened in 2019. And not too long after that, we experienced AI. Now we have the AI flow. AI is now taking over everything. So AI is changing everything. We've been talking about it. We have watched it in movies. Now we are living it. We are so blessed to be the generation that is experiencing the change. Can you imagine? Can we put our hands together for ourselves? We are the ones who are experiencing the change that other people talked about. We are the ones living in that 100-year mark. So, in this ever-changing world, I want to seek another view because now every thing you do, AI is going to be a part of it. Technology is going to be a part of it. Whether you are a fisherman, like this man who is fishing by the lake, or you're a truck driver, whatever you are going to do, technology is going to be a part of it. How do you adapt in this ever-changing world? Whatever. Even if you are going to be a cleaner, whatever, technology is going to be a part of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright, there are some people that do not believe or are so rigid to change, right? There's some people that are so rigid to change. There's some people, in fact, I can think of a couple of examples I know of people that maybe. So let's just take this example. There's this lady that used to make hair when we were growing up, and I mean that time it was retouching that was the thing, right? So retouching and all of that. Learn how to braid hair. She said no. Learn how to braid hair. She said no. Now everybody's braiding hair, right? And no more retouching as they used to. So she was resistant to that change, right? So first we must realize actually that the world is changing and you must not be resistant to the change. Now with the advent of AI, we all need to, know how to use AI. There are still people that will say, oh no, I can't, I don't want to. We need to learn how to use AI, know how to use AI to our advantage. Because whether we like it or not, it's people that can now use AI that will take over. You know how we said, oh, people will take over the jobs that we knew before, typewriting and all of that. Then people that knew how to use computer skills, and they open computer school, right? Now, people that know how to use AI to leverage on it and to their advantage are the ones that will take over some certain jobs, right? So you need to learn how to create prompts. You need to learn how to learn how to prompt AI properly. Learn how to just learn things around AI. Pick things around it to learn, so that even in this ever-changing world, even as AI is coming, or AI is the thing, even as AI is the thing, you still have value to offer.
Please put your hands together for her. Okay, so I want us to look at something else. Let's look at, so we've looked at collaboration, we've looked at skill, adapting, learning new skills. Now let's look at innovation. Right. How many people here use the BlackBerry? Wow, you're old. If you use the BlackBerry here, you're an elder. The rest of you are young. Okay, so that company called BlackBerry, Research in Motion. Guess what? They still exist. They still exist. How many people know what they are doing right now? Who knows? Okay, I'll come back to that. How many people know Kodak? Kodak, those guys who were making films. Who knows they still exist? They still exist. Who knows what they are doing right now? Huh? No. You will not believe it if I tell you what Kodak is doing right now. As in, you will not believe it. Kodak is now a pharmaceutical company. Research in Motion, the same company that was making BlackBerry, now makes the operating system for smart cars. Millions of cars that are smart use the software that Research in Motion makes. So if you drive a smart car, it is most likely that Research in Motion made it. So whether it's Tesla, whether it's whatever, whichever smart car. So people are innovating every day. So let's come down to our level in terms of innovation, because people like to just stick to one thing. You had an idea 10 years ago, and this is 10 years later. Should I just, as things have changed, should I just stick to my idea, or I need to innovate? I need to add puff puff to my small chops, or I should just leave with only spring rolls?
Thank you. I think I'm just going to use one word, and it's adaptability. Right? Your innovation has to be adaptable. Right? I think we cannot overflow this. Right? Is with how the world is going. Right? Your idea has to be adaptable to the move of technology, right? Just as you said, if I have an idea 10 years ago of, let's say, what can I use now? Oh my god, I'm trying to look for a lovely idea. Let's say 10 years ago, I had an idea of opening cans, right? You know that thing? Is there a name for it? There should be a name. That thing we used to open bottles, right? Let's say my idea was, people are using their teeth to open their bottles, but then I have this idea of, I want to use this tool that you can just open it. Let's say I had that idea 10 years ago. Now, that might not be relevant. It might be relevant, but it might not be relevant. I don't know if you have seen all these machines that they just put in the can and then it takes it off. There are machines now that do that, right? So if to say the idea I had 10 years ago, I was like, no, it must be that we use that metal and then people would have to like open it. It would not make sense, right? But then if my mind is open and then that idea can adapt to, people don't really like stress nowadays, and then people just want to press one or two buttons and then things should be done for them, right? It will make better ways than the idea I had 10 years ago. So I think, to cut it short, is make sure your innovation, your idea is adaptable, or it should be like water, right? That it's not like ice block that, if I pour ice block now, this rod can stop it. But if I pour liquid water, it can just easily flow. Right? So make sure that the idea you have is easily adaptable to our time.
Thank you. Please can we put our hands together for Hannah? Alright, so as we wrap up, we're going to take questions. I'm going to start. We have a question from somebody who is watching on YouTube. And then, is anyone here who has a question? Okay, so I'll start with a question online. This is from Foloke. She says, do you think our schools, both universities, secondary schools, are doing enough in discovering talents or developing skills in our youth? If no, what do you think the government or private sector can do? I wish there was a government official here. Unfortunately, they are in Dara at the moment. So, private sector. Who will speak on behalf of the private sector? Are our schools doing enough in discovering talents or developing skills in our youth? Who is going to answer? Are our schools doing enough in discovering talents or developing skills in our youth? First of all, yes or no? We'll say if no. Right?
Alright. I would say yes and no, right? Because and why I say yes, now schools. If you're saying schools, what level? University level, secondary school, secondary university. Okay, so I'm aware personally. I'm aware of like some secondary schools or primary schools that they're introducing a lot of things right now, right? Innovative things to help students
while I know of some other schools that are not, right? So it's a slight yes and no question, right? But I think the ones that are doing it, they see what is going on. They're seeing the trends. They're seeing everything that's at least happening in the world right now, and they are putting in efforts. Maybe the percentage or the statistics might be very low, right? But I'm sure that there are schools that are doing that. Best to my knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, can you put your hands together for our panelists? Okay, we have to wrap this up now. Thank you very much for everyone who came. So, we have other things that we would want to talk about. We've talked about our digital courses, and I'm still going to call on Mr. Emmanuel to say a few things about that. We're going to be partnering with their organization to offer those digital courses at a huge discount, right? So if you just talk briefly about it, about some of the courses that will be available, and so that we can be out of here in a few minutes, all right?
Thank you so much, Mr. Eno. Right, so okay. Alright guys, I'll tell you about our digital courses that we offer, right, as software development company, in particular EdTech, right, and we offer digital courses. We have a digital school, right, and we're partnering with Engage Workspace. So you might want to, check out some of our digital courses, right? And if you ask for the link would be available probably after the meeting so that you go through our courses. And we have very engaging courses. I'll tell you that one of the things that we're trying to do is that we want people to learn at their own pace, right? So far we've been able to train more than 300 plus, right, individuals in finding digital skill. Abuja, Lagos, and Ibadan currently, right? So you might want to take up a digital skill. I'll start by listing out some important digital skills. It's quite relevant right now. I spoke about digital marketing, right? We also spoke about product design, which is UI, UX. We spoke about web development. We also spoke about data analytics, right? We also spoke about artificial intelligence, right? We spoke about virtual assistants. Virtual assistants in health already. Graphics design. So these are courses that you can take up, right? Or you can take even segments of these courses, and then most importantly, it's going at a very discounted rate. Very, very discounted rate. I'm saying this that there are some people that already have a digital skill and probably it's not working for you. Or probably have a digital skill and you want to adopt a new one, right? I said I do digital marketing, but I list a lot of other digital skills that I have personally, and it has really helped me. It really helped my company, not just me. It really helped my company because if I think about a startup like ours into software development and how we needed to do some professional things, and imagine I don't know anything about it. Just imagine, or probably I'm just static. We spoke about the future of work being flexible, so you might want to be flexible, right? You can adopt one or more digital skill, or if you don't even have a digital skill yet, you can just pick one I've mentioned. So I'll be starting with digital marketing, right? So digital marketing is basically how people like you are growing brands and businesses with just their phones, right? So you can grow your business, grow your brand, social media marketing, all of those things, right? Copywriting, they're still embedded in there. Email funneling, all of these things, right? So digital marketing will give you that package for your business. The guy that was selling cars, that would be a good course for him. Secondly, product design, the skill behind every app you use, right? So you can know you use any app here. You use Global to get food. You use Facebook. You use WhatsApp. You use Instagram. You know, you might want to tilt to product design because it will help you. You know how to build apps. You know how to research your projects. You try to come up with products for the market. Probably you go to a mall like Jabi, yeah, and you're looking for a particular product, and you're like, why is it that this company has not produced this product yet? That might just be your calling, right? Okay, so probably we'll talk about data analytics. So data analytics, this is the skill of understanding numbers, right, and helping businesses grow smart. With data analytics, you'll be able to understand where your business needs help, right? The data to derive from this particular business. What is this business lacking? You'll be able to analyze the business. You come into a place, and I'll tell you for free that each digital skill you take, as someone that takes, being in the digital field, I'll tell you that each digital skill you take, it gives you a new what's the word? It gives you a new perspective, right? Each digital skill gives you a new perspective. If you someone that is doing data analytics, the way he perceives the world is different. If someone doing UI UX, for ask them the way they perceive the world. Web dev guys, you know them, very isolated guys, but the way they see the world very different. Virtual assistants, how do you guys see the world? They'll tell you. These other graphic designers, how do they see the world? So each digital skill have their benefits. So you might want to check us out after the event and you get more information. Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you very much. Okay, so this the courses that you didn't mention the courses, right? All of them. Just mention, give them, just do a rundown of the courses.
Alright. Okay, so currently courses we have on our platform, we have web development, we have graphics design, we have UI UX, we have leadership skills, we have social media marketing, we have artificial intelligence, we have content writing, we have web development, front end web development, back ends, we have virtual assistant course, we have Facebook optimization course, we have an SEO course, so you want to learn SEO, master SEO, you have an SEO course. We have an SEO course. Yeah, so those are the major courses we have right now on our platform. So I want to check it out. The link will be available. So after we can check it.
We would have a link from our own site to all the courses. So these courses will be available at a discounted fee from the Engage Workspace. So, and they're only available if you're a member of our Workspace. So we'll get you all those details much later. We want to be out of here so that the rain doesn't catch us here. So for the Workspace membership, it's just for a little fee, and it covers you for a quarter. And one of the benefits is this discounted courses. There are other courses. We're going to do a list of all of them. Then our creative space, which is the main thing that we're marketing. We want people to be able to discover, just the same way you have where you have platforms where people go and find work. This one is resident here in Abuja, resident here in Nigeria. We are pitching you to people that want the work. Do you understand? So you're not going too far. People are already calling like, here, look, I need a graphic artist, so I need a web developer. I need this. These are people that are just looking, look, just go on our site and find these people. So what we have just done is just to make it organized, because people call on a regular looking for this kind of people. So we've organized it so that you can just find them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that will be available at the end of this month. Since you're registered, we're just going to email you once we're done so that you can have access to the platform. Our membership also, of course, gives you access to the workspace, uninterrupted internet, discounted, exclusive discounts at some select shops in the mall here. Then of course access to our vibrant creative hub and access to the network. I have been in this space for a long time now. I've been doing this for 17 years. Digital and tech space. It's been a while. And it's always good to hang around people who have been within that space. So I try and hang around people who have also been doing this for 20, 30 years and tap into that network. So what I have is social capital. I can share it. I can share social capital. It's easy. Some of that capital, I don't need it, but some other person might need it. You understand what I'm saying? Someone who has been in the game for 30 years has some social capital that he doesn't need, but I need it at this stage in my life. You know, they can share with me. So, being within that community helps you to tap into all these resources. You know, just be around young people, be around people who are creative. You know, one of the people who inspire me, and I want you to go and look out for people that inspire you. Don't just stay with people who inspire you. Look for new people that will inspire you every day. There's this guy. The family name is called the Sawiris. The Sawiri family, they are the richest family in Egypt. I don't know if anybody has heard of them before. They are the richest family in Egypt. The funny thing about them is that Egypt is largely an Islamic country. I mean, the Sawiri family are Coptic Christians. It's funny. That is very funny that the richest family in Egypt are Christians in a Muslim nation. So what could be responsible for that? They have built social capital. They've made friends with everybody. The first son, right, who owns one of the largest telecoms businesses in the Middle East. That guy, so inspiring. He's almost 60. Guess what he does at his spare time? He's a DJ. He's a DJ. He said, I just hang around young people. What? For inspiration. But he runs the largest mobile network in the Middle East. When people are running away from countries that have problems, he's going there and starting a mobile network. They first of all started in Egypt. When there was problem in Iraq, when America was attacking Iraq, Saddam Hussein, that was when they started their mobile network. Their mobile network in Yemen, in Afghanistan, in Saudi Arabia. Where there are problems, that's where they were establishing networks. Very inspiring story. But what inspired me is how can you be a Christian, minority in a Muslim nation, and still be that successful? It tells me something about the way you relate with people. Do you understand this one? It just tells me something about how you relate with people. That's it. When an Islamic regime came into Egypt, their father actually started the company. They seized all their properties. They started with construction. They nationalized their properties, everything. They nationalized the company. They fled. The father was like, I'm not going back. The children grew up and went back to Egypt and restarted those companies and became rich. All of them on the Forbes list. There are 3 boys. They are all on the Forbes list. 4 billionaires. It just tells about how they relate to people. That's just it. So please, if you're not going back home with anything, it should just be your relationships, what you're building. So please don't live here without making new friends, knowing something about somebody. At least get 2-3 people, phone numbers, know something about them. The person sitting down next to you might be the breakthrough that you've been looking for. The thing you're looking for is that person's uncle, that person's auntie, but you didn't ask that question deep. Do you understand what I'm saying? The answer is there, but is when you ask. You need to ask the question. You are looking for it, but you need to ask. Like you really need to ask the questions, and it's only when you're friendly that the answers will come out of the person. So I just shared that story so you could understand how these interpersonal relationships work. Because it's not just about the skills, it's not just about the innovation. You must have these interpersonal skills. You must be able to relate to people. One of the things I started out doing was live streaming. We stream events. And it's very, very easy for you to set up live stream in a controlled environment, which means maybe it's a hall that you're used to. But when you go out for an event, the person who brings sound is different. The person who brings light is different. Sometimes the person who even brings the video cameras and people, they just want you to only do the live stream. You don't have to plug in with everybody. And everybody wants to guard their own thing. Like, no, let me set up my own thing first. I have to learn to deal with everybody. Like, yeah, how far? I beg, you just help me. May I just plug this thing with you, And that is just how this thing works. So at the end of the day, the people that really make it, they are not the most brilliant people. They are not the most skillful people. They are the ones that have the best interpersonal skills, the ones that build the best relationships. I have friends who actually have no skills. Did you hear me? They actually do not have any skills. The only skill they have is to go and network. One of them came here last week and he said that he just went to China. In fact, the Chinese government sent him to China to go and learn something that he will now come to Nigeria to come and introduce. He knows that I know, that we both know, that he's not going to introduce anything. What he's just going to do is that after he has brought it now, he will introduce it to. He will call people and say, this is what we're going to learn in China. So this is what and what and what we're going to do. Then once people say, because if I talk, once people say, oh God, this is good, interesting, then he will now call those of us that can implement and I say, oh boy, so I don't bring work for now. So see the YouTube video of basically the teachers for China. No, now watch them. Come and implement. That's all he does. It doesn't concern me. See, I've learned it. So these are the PDF files. These are the videos. What? I'm done. That's his own. No serious skill. All he knows is just anything you tell him to, can you do it? Say, I can do it. He will go and learn it. He will attend the training. Then he will come back. He will bring all the materials and give you. So you see all the things that we learned. He will make presentation about the things and he will tell you to go and implement. That's all. So easy people. And he's just a very, very friendly person. He can meet somebody and just strike a conversation. I mean, I'll tell you one. I think I'll just round up with this. I've been trying to meet with someone for about 7 years. So we also do, one of our platforms was music distribution. In fact, that was exactly what I started with, was music streaming. I first of all started as a vast, a content aggregator, vast service with the mobile networks. That means we're getting all those contents then for color tunes, then all these things for short codes. We used to get all those things. And when they moved to streaming platforms, we did. One of the streaming platforms, which is the largest in Africa, we signed up with them and we're getting content. We had a lot of content on their platform. But I've been trying to get to them because I was in Abuja, they were in Lagos. It was just emails. They were just emails back and forth. Couldn't do much. One Sunday afternoon, he calls me and says, I have the MD of so and so company here. Yes, so he just met him at an event and said, oh, I have people that do all this streaming thing that you are doing. Why don't you just follow me to Abuja so you can meet them? I had no idea. He just had the people and called him. I was in the business. I didn't have the connection. He was not in the business, but he had the leg and could move around at the top. And that was how the connection happened. We had a 3-hour discussion that changed everything. The moral of the story. Look at your neighbor. Look at your other neighbor. Start talking. Start talking. Talk to your neighbor. That is how we're going to wrap up this afternoon. So yeah, one more thing. We're supposed to have a job fair today, but this is what we're going to do. For those who need jobs, what you're going to do is you're going to send your CV to this email, engageworkspaces@gmail.com. We're going to forward those CVs to the relevant people who wants them, and they will contact you. So engageworkspaces@gmail.com. Just send your CVs there and we'll forward them to the relevant organizations. Alright? Thank you very much. Any questions about the workspace or anything we're doing? Any? Alright, thank you very much. So this is what, yeah, alright.
Okay, the classes you offer, will it be physical classes or virtual?
There will be both. There will be both physical and virtual. So, from your, yeah.
Please can you tell us how much is registration to register?
Which of the registrations?
For the community. Membership, sorry.
Membership, 15,000 for a quarter. So, but this is the thing. So, registration for the community is 15,000. But if you registered for a course within the space of a quarter, and the course goes beyond the quarter, it doesn't matter. You will still complete your course. So that means that if you paid 15,000 for a quarter, and for example, your course extends beyond the quarter, the money does not increase. The money for your course, you will still complete your course at that discounted rate. You get? It's just that you don't get to access the other benefits. So when you get the workspace membership, you are given a card. So if you are going to a partner store, so for example, you are coming to Jabi Lake Mall and you are going to any of the partner stores, you go with that card to get a discount. Either it's the coffee shop or any of the food stores or the clothing store here, you go with a card to get a discount. So at the end of the quarter, you have to renew your membership. For the creative space also, it will also last for a quarter. So, but because we are just launching that space, we may extend it beyond the quarter for those who are registering initially. So that means that your 15K may extend beyond the quarter. So I don't know how many people are going to give that discount. So maybe the first 100, but register first. So we know how many people will give it to. But that would be at the end of the month. Alright? Any other questions? Are we good? Alright, thank you. We have drinks for everyone. So when you're done, you can just come to the workspace and grab a drink for yourself. Yes, ma'am.
So, for the courses, is there any specific price, like, or it depends on?
It depends on the course. For example, like you are doing cyber security now, it's not the same as if you are doing virtual assistant. You get it? Yes.
Sorry, my question is actually general.
Okay.
For how, in like as a virtual assistant, right, how do you deal with your satisfied clients? You know there are some clients that no matter what you do, they're not always satisfied.
Yes.
They keep pressurizing you.
Yes.
And it's not like what they give you is what you're doing for them.
Yes.
But still, regardless of how much you try to see that you are doing the needful, you're doing everything, but they're still not satisfied. They keep making you feel like what you're doing is not even. How do you handle such a client?
You see this question you're asking, that's the reason why you need to do the course. This question, that's what they will answer when you're doing the course. You get it?
We don't get it.
Okay, any other question? Did I answer your question? I've not answered it.
It's asking you.
I'm asking if I answered your question. Yes, because that is what. That question is not a straightforward answer.
I asked this question because I have one that I'm doing with now. That's why I asked.
It is not a straightforward answer. Because when you go through the training, some of those things will be dealt with. Right? So by the time before you finish, you might not even need to ask that question anymore, because you know what to do. Because some people will not just be satisfied. That's it. Or does anybody want to give an answer to that? Some people will not just be satisfied. That's it. Okay. So thank you very much. Those that joined us online, thank you very much wherever you're watching from. You could help us by posting in the comment section where you joined us from, what you learned, what you heard. Alright. Until we come your way again. Thank you. It's been nice having all of you around here. I heard some people miss their way, and some were not able to make it. Even some people within the mall here were calling and calling. Sorry about that. So next time we would put out more information so that people don't miss their way coming here. Alright, thank you very much.